What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe while you're getting into this video right now. Today, I am doing color on my eyes. If you're new to my channel, or matter of fact, if you're someone who's already subscribed or you watch my videos already, you know I don't do a lot of color at all. Ever. Zip, zero, pretty much. If you want to see how I got today's beats right here, definitely watch my video and don't forget to subscribe and just keep on watching. Getting started today, I am going to be doing my brows first, and I'm using my Anastasia dip brow. And I feel like when you're growing your brows out, you just have to use dip brow. Like, I feel like a pencil just really doesn't do it. But also when you have brows like mine that are just like, what is happening, a little bit easier to use a pomade. So that is what I'm using today. I got up today nice and early. I cleaned a little bit, and now I am sitting down to film. Oh, and by the way, I do have a shirt on. I actually went back in and I cleaned them up a little bit with all the hairs that I had going on underneath, because my brows were so bushy. Like, I was trying to let them grow in, but certain hairs, like, I did not need. Certain hairs were never gonna be used. So I'm just gonna go in and clean up my brows really quick, and I'm gonna use the excess concealer that I have left over to use as an eyeshadow base. I decided that I'm not going to set my eyelid concealer because I want the eyeshadows to last really long, and also I realized that my eyelids are kind of dry, and that is because I did not put moisturizer on yet. So my face will be red for a little while, but I feel like everybody's face is red at first when you put moisturizer on. The next shade that I'm going to use from the palette is going to be Orange Soda, and I'm going to put that in my crease, and I'm going to use that same Morphe brush, and I'm just going to start to build it a little bit. Next, I'm going to go in with the Burnt Orange shade, and that shade is a little bit darker than the original Orange Soda. Using that same brush, just dipping into it. This palette has so much fallout, but the shades are actually very, very pigmented, hence barely touching my eye, and we already have a lot of pigment going on. So if you don't want to use the Orange Soda as your crease shade, you can actually go right away with Burnt Orange. I've used Burnt Orange so many times in my crease, and it's still very neutral. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Dusty Rose shade here, and I'm just going to apply that in the bottom of the crease and push it into the middle of my eye. I really try to take my time when I'm doing my eye makeup. I try to just blend and blend. I feel like that's key, especially when you don't do eyeshadow a lot. People who do their eyeshadow every day have the crazy, crazy blend game. I mean, most people anyways. But like, my blend game is up there, but more for like skin, not really for eye makeup. I just take my time, pick up a little bit at a time, don't go nuts, because you don't want to ruin all your hard work that you just did. And whenever you feel like your eyeshadow is not blending anymore, if you take your original transition shade and just lightly dust over it, it will all just come all back together. The next shade in the palette that I'm going to use is the shade Sienna. So I just want to take that shade and put it on my outer crease, kind of like in the V. For my lid shade today, I was debating between the Rose Pink, which is more of like a shimmery shade, and then the Sultry, which has a little bit more glitter to it. I think I'm going to end up going with the Sultry shade because it's just like standing out more to me. And also, if you swatch these two, which I can swatch them for you really quick. If you swatch these on the back of your hand, I feel like they both have a little bit of like duochrome. A little bit of duochrome going on, each of them, but one is just darker than the other. So this one here is the Sultry shade, and then this one here is Rose Pink. So when I got up to grab a makeup wipe, I was looking in my mirror in the hallway and I realized that I wanted the sultry shade to be a little bit more of a pop, and I don't feel like I was not getting that pop. So I'm gonna use concealer, and I wouldn't call this a cut crease because, to be honest, I really don't know how to do a cut crease. I'm sure I could learn, and I'm sure this is gonna kind of look like a cut crease, but I'm not gonna go on the record and say this is a cut crease. Cons of having hooded lids is that you can never see the eyeshadow on my crease. So my crease ends right here, and I have to actually take the concealer up over my crease so that when I look at you dead on, you will still be able to see whatever shade it ends up being on my crease. Because if not, it's just gonna get lost. So I'm just gonna take my finger again and I'm gonna dip back into that sultry shade, and I'm going to just pop it directly on top of the concealer. So with the makeup wipe, I'm just cleaning up all the fallout from the glitters that I used. Don't think I'm gonna do an actual wing today, but I am just gonna clean it up right at the end of the makeup and just sharpen it up a little bit. I'm not gonna do a full wing today because I really wanna focus on just like the color of the actual eyeshadow, but I am going to still put some eyeliner on because the lashes that I'm using are a little bit bold, and sometimes it could be hard to blend them. The lashes that I'm wearing today are Lily lashes, and I think these are like the most expensive lashes I've ever bought, but they are so pretty. I usually don't like a thick band on lashes because these definitely have a thicker band. So if you're someone who doesn't really like know how to wear lashes, or how to put them on at least, these might not be the best ones for you. So I just put a little bit of the mascara on just so there's something that I can pinch with the falsies and it will stay. Now that we have lashes on, I am moving on from eyes for a little bit, and I'm first gonna go in with the Cover FX Blurring Primer. You guys know I love this to conceal my pores right in here. And honestly, the mask that I did this morning really helped with my pores because I was in the bathroom like staring at my face for a while, and then I finally decided to do the mask, and then I definitely noticed a difference afterwards. I wanted to use a hydrating primer, but I ended up deciding that I'm just gonna use the Clinique Moisture Surge Facial Spray. With the foundation that I'm using today, it is matte and it is full coverage, so your girl is gonna need some moisture underneath her skin. And I'm gonna use the Clinique Smart Oil. I pretty much just focus the oil in the places where I know I'm very dry. Don't kill me, guys. I know I feel like almost every video I have been using a different foundation. And it is not because I want to change it up every single video, because honestly I don't. I'm very like routine. I love to use the same thing. Like once I find something that works for me, I will use the same thing for months. So right now I actually am really obsessed with the L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. Yesterday I ended up going into Walmart and I picked up the Maybelline Superstay Foundation. I picked up the shade 140 Light Tan. To be completely honest, I don't know if this is gonna match me. Like I feel like this might be one of those foundations that like I swatched in the store, it looked good. I don't know. I really don't know how it's gonna go. Definitely looking next to the L'Oreal Infallible, I can already tell that the Maybelline foundation is definitely more like warm toned versus the one that I have for the L'Oreal Infallible. Not sure how this is gonna go. I don't know why I didn't get this before, but because this is old, but people rave about this, and I feel like the shade 140, I know for a fact 140 is not a shade that you can find for the Maybelline Fit Me, and the Maybelline Fit Me, the matte and poreless, is my jam. I feel like I go back to it after years and years of using it. I feel like my biggest problem with foundation is that my face, because of like all my acne scars and everything, my face is definitely a little bit darker than my neck and my chest. So I feel like that's the color I was going for when I got this. I feel like I went a little bit lighter because I wanted the color of my chest to match the color of my face. Because a lot of times I will match foundation to the color of my face with all my acne scarring, and I'm darker up here and I'm lighter down here. Wait, so actually the next thing that I'm super excited about is this sponge that you see right here. This is a brand new sponge. I have actually not ever used this. Like, this is perfectly clean, brand new, but look how big this sponge gets next to the other one. These are the Sonia Kashuk Makeup Blending Duo sponges. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not a duo sponge, it's just, it came in a pack, so it's a duo. But anyways, when you wet this sponge, like, I don't know if you guys can see the difference, but this goes from very tiny to very large real fast. So this kind of reminds me of the Real Techniques. It's the version of their big sponge. I've never used this before, but we're gonna try it for the first time today. I'm gonna take my finger and apply the foundation directly on my face. Looking a little light already. That's okay. We're gonna make it work. You guys, the sponge is so soft. Like, when I push it onto my face, it actually, like, I don't know. New sponge alert. This foundation is full coverage because that little bit already covered the pimple that I had in between my brows. I'm gonna take my Flower Beauty concealer and I'm gonna take the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Beautiful Bronze, and I am gonna go ahead and cream contour. I can't even believe that I've actually been like cream contouring, because I feel like a couple videos ago I was like, oh, scared to cream contour, and like now I'm obsessed. I've been doing my nose contour slightly, but nothing crazy. Also nothing super like sharp either. For cream contouring, I have been using this e.l.f. brush, and it's been working really well, but since I haven't tried, this is my first time trying these sponges, I'm just gonna go ahead and use that same sponge to blend everything out. So I really wanna see how these sponges work. I feel like it's taking forever to blend out the contour with the sponge, so I'm just gonna use the brush that I had been using before. I'm definitely noticing the difference between using this sponge to blend out the contour and then using the brush. The brush, I feel like it leaves more product there, and then the sponge, I feel like the sponge ate up some of the product on this side. So maybe just with these sponges, use them for foundation, but like use a brush for your cream contour. Taking that same sponge, we are now blending out concealer. For my setting powder, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Fair Light. I started to apply my under eye powder with a brush, but since I'm already testing out this sponge, I figured why not test out how it also puts under eye powder. To set the cream contour, I am going to be using the Benefit Hoola. Just using this stippling brush because lately I've been letting the cream contour pretty much do all the bronzing for me. And then I will just go over it slightly with the Hoola and just set it. We're gonna take this fluffy Real Techniques brush and dust away the baking. I've been obsessing over the a lot of blush look. So I'm gonna be using the NARS Orgasm blush today, and your girl's gonna have a real heavy hand with it because I've just been obsessing over the look of how flushed and just put together. It just makes the whole look. So I'm just using this brush. This is just a random brush, but I'm using a brush that's a little bit more dense because I'm just gonna pack it into my face instead of just sweeping it. A lot of people sweep their blush. I'm gonna actually pack it. And I'm packing it on the apples of my cheek first. And I do push it back a little tiny bit, but I pack it right here on the apples of my cheek because I feel like this place back here is more or less just for my highlight. People tend to pack the blush on their entire cheek area when really it should just be apples of your cheeks. So whenever you smile, right here, that is where your blush belongs. And I have just been loving how it looks. And yes, this is me going back into the blush and putting on more. Don't judge. I'm going to take that Real Techniques brush that I was blending everything out with, and you can go ahead, and this doesn't have anything on it. This is just me either taking off setting powder or just blending everything in. As you can see, you can already tell the difference after you blend it. For today's glam, I'm also using my favorite Amrezy highlight. I'm just taking this Real Techniques brush, and I'm dipping it into the highlight, but I'm also going to spray my Fix Plus on it to build some intensity as well. So lately with highlighter, I've been packing it into place just like I was doing with the blush. If you're already subscribed to my channel and you've been here before, you already know that the Essence Lash and Brow Gel is my jam, and it's only $3, so go pick it up. Yeah.
Now you coming in? What's not even that? The door that he be sitting on the joint just smiling. Just, and then I do, hey, bro, good.
And then he runs to you. My baby. I opened the window.
Let me sit here real quick. Let me get my shit real quick. Let me get my shit together.
You want to be in my video?
No, I don't. I'm doing my own video.
For lips, I'm going to be doing a combo that I pretty much tend to do every day. I am taking my MAC strip down, and then I'm just going to put gloss on. For gloss, I'm going to be taking the Madeline Butter Gloss from NYX. Honestly, the butter glosses are just never going to get old. They are the best thing that you can find for $4.99. I can't even explain how good these are. These are not sticky. These don't, they don't taste funny. They don't smell funny. These are the bomb. I'm going to apply that. So taking this BH Cosmetics brush, it almost has a little bit of a tip on the end, and this brush always works perfect for me when I need something on my bottom lash line. So I'm just gonna take that original Dusty Rose shade and sweep it. So this is the final look. This is the final look for today's beat down, because as you know, I don't do a lot of eyeshadow. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I am pretty much loving how the look came out. I think it looks super sultry. Even though I didn't use the ANASTASIA sultry palette, I really like how the look came out. At first I thought it was gonna be too pinky, late Valentine's Day kind of, but I actually really like how this came out, and I stepped out of my comfort zone once again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give my video a thumbs up if you loved it. Comment with any questions that you might have, or even contact me on social media. I'm totally open to doing that as well. And subscribe. I know you want to subscribe. Stop acting like you don't want to subscribe. Don't watch my video but not subscribe. No, I'm totally kidding. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.